No, the title of this video is not clickbait, and before we go too deep down the rabbit hole, I'm not dying. But yes, I have been and I am still currently sick, and I've been sick for the last 16 months, believe it or not, and I'm gonna go a little in depth of why and how that came to be. So, starting from the very beginning, 16 months ago, almost 17 months ago, I went on a camping trip to Maine, and I camped on an island with a bunch of my friends, 3 to 4 days. And I guess somewhere along that timeline, I got bit by a tick. And if you out there know well enough about ticks, a bite from a tick can yield many different amount of diseases. And in my case, I was subjected to Lyme disease. No idea, no clue how. It just happened. I did go swimming in the ocean. It must have happened that way. Fast forward a few months after this camping trip, and I started to feel like crap. Headaches, cramps, joint pain, stiffness, couldn't sleep. Went to go see a doctor, like anyone naturally would. And you'd think that would lead to an immediate diagnosis, me taking some medications, feeling like normal. Didn't happen that way. I have been on a misfortunate path with everything that has to deal with the medical system, and it has just been feeding into why I myself am not a fan of doctors, medicines, hospitals, what you name it. I don't like any of it. So, this first trip to an urgent care, and the doctor checked my vitals, which were, to me, abnormal because I had an elevated heart rate, which was just very, very abnormal to me, and just not feeling like myself. This doctor did a little pinch on my shoulder and said, "Oh, honey, you have muscle tension. You must be stressed. I'm going to send you home with muscle relaxers, and with those muscle relaxers, you will start to feel normal." Okay, sure thing, doc. I'll do what you say. I took those muscle relaxers for 2 days, and I felt like utter crap. This was also at a time where I did not have health insurance of my own, and so I was paying out of pocket for the visit and for the medication that I was taking at the time. No results. Nothing was going well. Was not feeling better. This was for 3 months I felt this way. And I want to kind of backtrack a little bit. And I've said on this channel before, my health is my number one biggest concern and my biggest priority when it comes to making videos for this channel. And I know I've fallen off the wagon quite a few times, and part of that is, and most of that is related to this situation that I'm actually talking about right now. And so for those 3 months, I felt like utter garbage, crap, did not want anything to do with life. Ashley, my fiance, she can attest to it. She sat there and she saw me go through it day by day. And there was just a lot of questions up in the air. Doctors told me I was stressed, and so in a way I believed them. I was, during that time of my life, very, very stressed. A lot of things were going on outside of my job and with my personal life that I believed that it was all coming together to, yes, I was indeed very much stressed. And so I rolled with it. I tried to do many things to try to relieve my stress, and eventually those symptoms did go away. They dissipated. They went away. Well, when you're undiagnosed and you know for a fact that something's going wrong with you, but you don't really have the truest answer, Lyme disease, it can do that to you. It can just go away for a little while. It goes dormant in your body. Well, I didn't know that because I wasn't diagnosed at the time. And then I got really, really stiff jaw pain a couple months later. I couldn't bite hard foods. It was really hard to talk. Just really, really painful in my jaw. I thought, okay, let's go to a dentist, see what's going on here. They did x-rays. They looked over everything in my mouth. They did a cleaning, and they referred me to a TMJ specialist, which at the time, I adamantly believed that also was what was going on with my body. Well, joint pain and joint stiffness, a very strong symptom of Lyme disease, which, again, undiagnosed, I didn't really know that's what was happening with me, and so I rolled with the TMJ, but that went away on its own. And when you're a stubborn, hate the medical system child like I myself, when things just go away on their own, you shake your hands of it, dust off, and you move on. And that's kind of what I kept doing. And that was my life for a while, those 3 months after that camping trip, and then a few months of feeling okay, and then a couple months of jaw pain, and then that went away, and then a few more months went by. Now suddenly, my knees are really bugging me. First, my left knee starts to swell up, then my right knee starts to swell up. My left knee swelling went away, my right knee swelling went away, but then it kept coming back. And it would come back after doing just the simplest things. Lifting a few things, running around for a little bit, just sitting on my knees, just trying to do something on the ground, just putting a puzzle together or something. Something so little, so minuscule. And then next thing you know, the next day my knee would be swollen. And this was happening way more frequently than I was comfortable with, because me being such an active person that I am, with my knees swelling, I was very limited in my mobility. I couldn't bend my legs, I couldn't run anymore, and I couldn't do the things that make me feel like myself. This continued on for a while, and eventually it got to the point where I went to a staff retreat for the company that I work for. And we were doing some activities that required us to be on one leg at a time, and we were doing a whole bunch of other things as well. And after the staff retreat, my knee started to swell again. And it was getting frustrating. And I almost thought that it was the activities at the staff retreat that agitated my knee to the point where, okay, I should probably go see somebody about this now. And so I went to another urgent care doctor. So this is urgent care number 2. Months after the initial tick bite that I was not aware of, had symptoms, they went away, new symptoms appear, those went away, but now I'm dealing with this on and off knee problem. So I went to urgent care number 2. Urgent care doctor number 2, I had explained to them that this was a chronic knee problem. It had been trading off between my left and my right knee. I don't know why this is happening. That doctor also did a pinch on my knee and said, "Oh honey, this is just a strain. You just stressed out your knee. We're going to give you sit down work for a week and then we'll reevaluate you." Okay, but doc, can you explain to me why this is happening chronically? And I kid you not, that doctor looked at me and said, "Well, I can't really tell you." You can't tell me? I'm telling you that this has been a problem consistently now for a couple of months. This is back now around July, August of this past summer. So this is, a few months ago that this is starting to happen. And that doctor said to just rest my leg for a week. Well, the job that I do doesn't really give me the opportunity to just do the job while sitting down. So I kind of pushed on through. Well, looking back at it now, probably not the smartest thing to do, but I'm very arrogant when it comes to just hey, I'm going to do what I set my mind to, and sitting down and not being able to do my job, it takes away from who I see myself as, and I very much am very uncomfortable when I don't feel like or seem like myself. And so I said, screw that. I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to continue with life as normal. And that's kind of what I did. I ignored the doctor's orders because I didn't like what the doctor's answer was. It didn't feel like the proper diagnosis, which, looking back at everything I've been through, it was not the proper diagnosis. So this is now 2 doctors, no real true diagnosis of what's going on with me. Okay, moving on. Now we're moving into September, October. And this right knee, man, it just kept swelling, just filling up more and more and more and more. No matter how much or how little I used it, no matter how much I iced it, no matter how much I rested it, no matter how much compression I'd put on it, I did the full 9 chagrin yards of whatever the saying is, I did it all. And this knee just kept ballooning and ballooning and ballooning. And I got to the point where I'm very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. I don't like doctors. I've already said it before. I don't like medicine. I don't like hospitals. I have what is called white coat syndrome. You may know about it. I got it, and I got it bad. To the point where the doctor is the devil. I avoid it at all costs. But something was going on with me. Something that is affecting my health. Whether it was very present in the moment or it waned away for a while and then something new came up. Something was obviously happening with my body. And now this right knee swelling up made it more obvious than ever that something was going on. So, with how swollen it was, I could barely bend my leg anymore. And every step felt like immense pressure. I was still weight bearing, but something was off. So I went to urgent care number 3. 3 urgent cares within 16 months of something going on with my body. Now, I want to note something very, very interestingly enough is none of these doctors decided to do any lab work on me. Never went too in depth with, let's truly try and figure out what's going on with this kid. No, they always just wanted to touch around, feel the source of the pain, and get a little squeeze motion going on. A lot of the pinching going on. And, I went to urgent care number 3, but, this time, the swelling in my knee, it was bad. It was really, really bad. I mean, the doctors could see it before I even walked in the door. My knee was 3 times the size that a normal knee would look like. You couldn't even see my kneecap anymore, and it was just a balloon of I guess, fluid underneath my knee, which turned out it was fluid underneath my knee. So these doctors ordered x-rays. Finally got something going in my direction. Some kind of answers are starting to come up. These doctors did x-rays and they found an immense amount of fluid around my kneecap, around my joints, all in my right knee. Okay, so now what? Doctors told me that they have 2 big concerns. Is it some kind of arthritis? Is it some kind of a disease? Or is it Lyme disease? Way back when, I don't know why I didn't pursue it further. I know at the time I didn't have insurance when I first went to the immediate first urgent care I went to, so I was paying out of pocket for a lot of it. And that in itself is, a huge problem with the medical system, and it's also a huge gate in your way that you can't really push through because I can't just keep going to doctors and dropping hundreds on misdiagnosis and doctors not doing anything for me. And when things go away on their own, you kind of just like, all right, I must be better then. And, finally at this 3rd urgent care, I do now have insurance through my job. And so I had a little bit of alleviation when I went in for my mind. Peace of mind. I was like, okay, I'm not shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with me. And so got the x-rays done. Doctors are like, yeah, there's a lot of fluid around there. I'm concerned about ABC, what this could be. I told them, I'm like, well, it can't possibly be this because, nothing like that in any sort. But they brought up Lyme disease, and it was something that I was concerned about after that camping trip in Maine, and I had those initial symptoms, but nothing really lined up in a way for me to be like, okay, yeah, let's absolutely pursue this, because no one was giving me answers, and I am no expert by any means when it comes to diagnosing what's going on with the human body. Everybody's body is different. My body is different, and I've always been a very, very healthy individual my entire life. I've never really needed to go to hospitals. I've never really needed to see doctors. I've never really needed to take any medications. I'm very fortunate in that way. But obviously something triggered in my body. Something changed, and I needed an answer for this. And this doctor said, it's very, 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 very possible that I have Lyme disease. Okay. Well, that doctor didn't order blood work or lab work or anything, didn't pursue any diagnosis. She referred me to an orthopedic. Orthopedic makes sense. I have a knee problem. All right, fine, I'll go see an ortho. I finally got to go see the ortho back in October, so a couple months ago. I sit down with the ortho, and he looks at my knee, and I mean, even the secretary could see me limping in. She's like, "Oh, you're in the right place." I hope so. I said, I really, really hope so, because this is getting unbearable. And I finally get in with the doctor. Phenomenal doctor. Absolutely phenomenal doctor. I asked him, can you be my primary care doctor? Because he just had such a way with explaining things to me and making me feel comfortable that I never would have thought that I'd meet an actual medical professional, whatever you may call it, and I'd feel comfortable in the presence of them. And that's how this doctor made me feel. So I already immediately felt like I was in the right place. And this doctor, he looked at my knee and it's like, yeah, that's a ton of fluid. And the first thing he said, he's like, let's get some lab work done, man. Let's figure out what the hell's going on with you. And in my head, I'm just like, yeah, let's do that. Let's figure out what's going on with me. I've been to 3 urgent care doctors, and they're all about just, yeah, you're stressed, or, oh, you strained it, or, oh, and maybe this and maybe that, but let's not figure out what it really is. And I finally met a doctor that's like, yeah, dude, let's figure out what the hell is going on with you. And so with fluid in the knee, there's 2 things that an ortho obviously wants to do with it. First, he wants to do a knee tap. He wants to test and analyze the fluid that is in my knee. What the hell is this shit? Why is it there? Let's figure out what it is. And so that doctor, he did a knee tap, stuck a needle right in there, and holy mother did it hurt. Hurt like hell. One of the most uncomfortable procedures I've ever been through. And he pulled out 140 plus cc's of fluid out of my kneecap. Whoo, did I feel better when that was done. Hurt in the moment, but holy crap, I could see my kneecap again. I could bend my legs some more. And I could walk normally, for the most part. There was still some fluid left in my knee, because he just could not. He was in there for like 5 minutes, pulling just tube after tube of fluid out of my knee. But there was a lot more relief and a lot more comfort. And then this doctor's like, yeah, let's get some lab work done, dude. Let's test your blood. Let's see what's going on. So we did that. The next day or 2, I went and got lab work done. Did some blood work. Easy peasy. Little tiny needle in my vein. Pull out the blood you need. Light work. I've done blood work before, not a problem. And so I try to stay optimistic as much as I can. I try to remain hopeful. And I eventually, like a day or 2 after I got the blood work, I got the lab results back. And what's nice is, with modern medicine nowadays, you can just look up on your charts or whatever all online. And so that's what I did. I got the blood results back. I was able to look at the results before I even had to talk to a doctor, or the doctor even saw them. And I'm looking through them, and the doctor had a couple concerns, like rheumatoid arthritis. Why is this swelling in my knee? Maybe it's arthritis, rheumatoid. Maybe there's an infection present. Maybe there's something else bigger and badder going on. Looking at everything, looking through the lab results, no rheumatoid factor, no infection present. Everything else is looking pretty normal. Normal white blood count, normal red blood count. Some sedimentation in my knee, and the blood flow through my knee wasn't normal because obviously there's fluid present. But why? And then I finally found it. The one thing that the doctor specifically tested for. And it shot positive, positive, positive. Finally, after 16 months of not knowing what was going on with my body, I finally had an answer. Lyme disease. Positive. And with Lyme disease, if you go undiagnosed and untreated for a certain amount of time, it eventually develops into late-term Lyme disease. Whoa, good for me, buddy. I got the good one. So basically what was going on with my knees is Lyme arthritis. Great fun. I also noticed along this whole timeline that I also was starting to lose hair. Back of my head. I'm like, come on, I don't have autoimmune problems. Like, this shouldn't be happening to me. Well, lo and behold, late-stage Lyme also causes late-stage Lyme's alopecia. Great. So everything's starting to line up. The TMJ, well, Lyme disease loves to cause joint pain. So I had joint pain in my jaw. All the joint pain and fatigue and everything that I was feeling all comes back to Lyme disease. And so the biggest frustration I originally had when I saw the diagnosis is, why did it take so mother effing long for someone to figure this out for me? I went to 3 urgent cares. Every single one of them misdiagnosed me. At least the third one referred me to somebody who can give me an answer. But at that point, it was like a little too late. But at least I'm here with a doctor who can give me an answer. And so there it was. I had the answer. Called the doc. I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking at the results. I'm not a genius, but I don't think I need to be a genius to see that this says positive, this says positive, and this says positive. And it says underneath them, normal result, negative. So, hey, doc, I got this. What's next? And so the doctor is like, yeah, man, you have Lyme arthritis. I don't understand why they didn't order blood work for you sooner. I'm like, hey, me neither. But, hey, we're going to take care of this. So he put me on medication, which I don't like to talk about my medical health too openly, but I feel like in this case, there's enough knowledge around Lyme disease and tick bites. He put me on doxycycline, full course of it. 56 goddamn fat ones, big old pills. And I never take medication. And so when I saw this giant 40-gram vial of just pills filled to the top, I hated life for a moment. I really did. It sucked. And I had to take these suckers 2 times a day, popping back candy like it was going out of style, and I was trying to bring it back. And so, yeah, I had to take 2 pills for 28 days, 56 pills in total. And I recently just finished up with that first course. Now, what's next with that? So I went through a couple side effects with the medications, but nothing ever too serious. But it did eventually get to the point where I finished the full course of treatment. But my knee, this Lyme arthritis, still lingering, still there, not as bad. I had to get a second knee tap, though, just because with the initial onset of the medication I was taking, it did bring some of the swelling and irritation back. And basically what it is it's the bacteria gets into your joints and it causes inflammation. And the x-rays that I originally had showed that there wasn't any significant damage. There's no, the joints and the knee itself is very healthy. It's just there's a bacteria present in there, taking away whatever it wants and making me feel like shit. And so it was nice to know that my knee itself and the joints itself was healthy, but this bacteria is present. And when you start to take the medication, it kills so much bacteria at once that it pretty much puts your body into a secondary fight or flight system. And that's basically what happened. So I had more swelling, some more discomfort. So I got a second knee tap done because I'm just like, doc, this sucks. You pull out a ton, pull out some more. Well, my sick mind was very curious what it looked like, so I had Ashley record it for me because I'm a big baby. Ashley had to be there for me for the first and second knee tap, but I was kind of curious, what does it look like? So I had to record it. Maybe I'll put a little clip of it up here. Trigger warning, it's pretty nasty, but I'll put a little clip here.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. A little poke here. 1, 2, 3, poke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
I know. It's okay. Mm-hmm. There you go.
I'm doing really good right now, Doc. Keep going as long as you need.
You're doing great. Tell me when you need me to come out if you do, okay?
No, keep going. I'm good right now. It's a lot easier this time. I'm good.
Just keep breathing, love. You're doing great.
And yeah, I got that second knee tap done. Pulled out some more fluid. Finished up the treatment. And now Doc put me in a situation where I had a choice. There's still Lyme arthritis present, but I've been very proactive with it this time. I've been using my free time to do PT. I've been exercising. I've been resting it as much as I can. And I've been taking the medication on the dot when I was supposed to, all the way up till I finished it. And now the doctor has given me the choice. He tried to refer me to a disease specialist. They told me they couldn't do anything for me. So further down the rabbit hole of hating the medical system as a whole, all these doctors around me can't diagnose and can't do shit for me, except for this one ortho doctor. Put a halo over his head. He's my guardian angel throughout this whole situation. I asked him again and again. I'm like, can you please be my primary care? But he's a specialist. I get it. Specialties, there's more money. It's more narrow focused. I get it. Don't. I understand why he said no. But it's like, dog, you have made me feel so comfortable through this whole process. And I've understood everything you've told me. But it's just like, say la vie. Life goes on. So he gave me the choice. Stop the medication and observe for a while. Am I getting worse? Am I getting better? Or continue to take the medication. I kind of went down the path of, let's stop the medication, but let's get more just in case something happened. The medication has been making me lose weight because it's just extreme GI upset, so I've lost more weight than I'm comfortable with. I also am sleeping like absolute trash. So I've been on the medication for a month now. I've been off of it for 3-4 days, but there's just so much of the drug present in my body that I've been sleeping like shit for pretty much the last month and a half. With lucid dreams that I can't even explain. I remember them so vividly when I wake up, but I'm just like, really, brain? Really? That's what we dreamed of? And it's not just a dream and then you wake up and it goes away. No, it's a dream. I wake up and then I try to fall back asleep and I'm right back sucked into that same dream again. So these pills have they really, really rocked me. But they were, at the same time, doing what they were supposed to. And I could tell. I could feel it in my body. They were doing what they were supposed to. They were killing all the bacteria. Killing the Lyme bacteria. Killing all the good gut bacteria in my body. It was just wiping them all out. No bacteria in my body. Great. So, now, what's fun about Lyme arthritis is it has a 2-stage component. I'm no scientist. I don't know, like, the super specific scientific term. But when the bacteria is killed and the inflammation in your joints, it leaves behind a secondary component. And that secondary component can still trigger your body into a autoimmune, fight or flight, we still got to deal with this type response. And that's what's going on with my knee right now, is we've fallen into the category of post-Lyme disease syndrome, meaning the disease is dead, but my body still thinks it's there, so let's keep fighting. And it's like, body, I wish you wouldn't do that, but you're gonna do it anyways, aren't you? And so that's what my body is currently dealing with. I am now off the medication for, I think, 4 or 5 days. I've lost track at this point because I'm really just like trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. The hope is, with this continued effort of being diligent with PT, rehab, rest, exercising when I need to, icing, elevating, it should go away on its own. That's the hope. But with every case, with every individual, it's always different. No case is the same. Lucky me, I'm an individual. I'm special in that way. So there's really no right or wrong answer with what's going to happen with my knee. If it does start to get worse, I have the doxycycline waiting there for me to take just in case I need it. I'm hoping I don't, because I really don't want to take any more meds. I really don't want to deal with any more medical stuff. I do have an appointment with a primary care because I guess now I need one more than ever. Long time not needing doctors. All of a sudden, shit's happening to me. Okay, fine. Let's get a doctor. But that appointment isn't until over a month from now. So great, lines up perfectly for me. So it's kind of like we're in this whole wait and see moment. I will say that the majority of my body, everything that I've been going through, feeling a lot better. Energy levels are a lot higher. Other things that were strange about me that I noticed were off have improved. And so I'm very hopeful and optimistic, like I try to be, that things are going in a positive direction. With Lyme disease, it's very, not a lot of like on the dot information of, yeah, this is happening because of this is happening because of that. There's nothing really like that. It's all kind of like subject to, okay, this is happening, but why? Let's look into it. And that's been my case kind of the whole time. The doctor that I was seeing, he kind of referred my case and the information of my case to other doctors to get advice, which, you know, in the medical world, that's what doctors do. Really kind of emphasizing like, hey, this is an individualized case. This is very extraordinary. What can we do about it? And so that's why he gave me the choice of no pills or pills, and just taking a real deep consideration, checking your body over, being honest with myself. If something feels off, why is that? Maybe because the Lyme disease is still present. The other problem is right now is with post-Lyme disease syndrome, it can trigger a false positive, false negative. So when you're out there hearing me like, oh, I finished the medication, why don't you just get more lab work? You, me, and everyone around me is like, oh yeah, definitely go get more lab work done. It doesn't work that easily. So I'm in a wait and see type situation with it. I will say that my knee does feel like it's getting better every day. I've been taking ibuprofen to kind of accompany the Doxy that I was taking, and since I've been off the Doxy, I haven't really felt like I've needed ibuprofen as much. I also have been going to work, and I've been very active every single day. I've been on my feet, walking. I walk on a treadmill every single day, and it, for the most part, pretty comfortable. Not really too much pain. There's slight joint pain just because the inflammation is still present, but not unbearable, and the swelling has not gotten worse. And so, hopeful. Very, very hopeful. But what does that mean for myself and this channel? Now that I've been rambling on for the last 30 minutes about what's been going on with me, it all comes back to my health is priority number one. And with the uncertainty for the last 16 months of what the hell is going on with me, and then when I feel good, I try to make videos, and then when I don't feel good, I disappear again for a while, and then I feel good again, okay, let's make some videos, disappear, make videos, disappear, make videos. That has been just the huge back and forth that I have been going through with this channel. It's been, I think, almost 200 days since I posted my last video, so here is an explanation of why that is. And I still do want to make videos. This isn't me just like, okay, I'm sick, that's it, YouTube's done forever. I've said it in the past, like when I came back, I'm like, oh, I want to do videos. I'm like, no, I genuinely want to make videos. This is an outlet for me. Life is stressful out there. I have a full-time job. I work hard. I have to pay bills. I got to take care of these obnoxious cats of mine who are super ungrateful. And winter in New York sucks. And this year especially, it's not even winter yet, but it has not stopped snowing for like the last, I think, 3 weeks. And it's just, life sucks. So I really want to get back in here and make videos. But I don't like sitting in front of the camera and not feeling like myself or being uncomfortable. So it's been one day at a time, understanding a little bit. Body feels good one day, doesn't feel good another. It's just all such a just up and down roller coaster ride for me. And now I'm still not even at the end of it. I'm still, like I said, dealing with this arthritis in my knee. I have been going to work, but my job is very aware with what's happening with me. So there's been situations where I've had to not go to work because of something going on with my body or a doctor's appointment. And then there's the me who just wants to be fully myself. I want to be active. I want to do my job normally. I don't want to limp anymore. I want to walk up and down stairs normally. It's been humbling to say the least. Struggling to walk up and down stairs. I have made it very clear with myself, I'm done making fun of old people. If senior citizens and the elderly, no, I can't under good conscience make fun of a certain age of people, because I'm 28 years old and I'm struggling to walk and limping just as bad as they are. So call me Grandpa Joe of psychedemics, because that's who I am right now, and it kind of sucks. It's all just being patient, and that's really something that I tend to struggle with certain cases, is being patient. And with my health, that is definitely something I very, very much struggle with. It's being patient. But as humbling as this all has been, I have had to do just that. Be patient. Take everything a day at a time. Everyone around me, they ask their questions, but I have to keep reminding myself that this is my health, my journey. I have to take it in stride myself. No matter what advice, no matter what research, no matter what suggestions anybody provides me, it's my body. I have to take it seriously, and so that's what I've been doing. With the channel, I very much want to make videos, but I can't in good conscience sit in front of the camera knowing damn well that there's something wrong with me and I don't know what that is, but now I finally have that answer. And so I feel a little bit more comfortable returning to the channel, doing what I need to do to make videos, and just having that outlet in my life again. And so I feel like this has been, as long as I've been rambling, an update of me returning back to the roots of what I've been doing this for. Making videos, having that outlet in my life, having fun with it, having fun editing, testing my skills, making short films, making video content, playing video games, whatever you may call it. There's a million names and a million words for it, but I'm getting back to it. I'm feeling like myself slowly, surely. There's still a couple things lingering in my body, but I'm confident that it'll all go back to normal with good time. It's not clickbait. I am sick. I finally have a real understanding of why I've been sick, and now I can hopefully get better and make videos again. It's what I want to do. I want to make some goddamn content. And so if you are still subscribed to my channel, for whatever reason, after this guy has been wholly inconsistent, disappears for a while and keeps coming back, thank you. I really appreciate it, and you guys are real ones. I don't want to ever abandon this channel. I do want to keep chasing goals because this channel does mean so much to me, and I've put so much of myself into it, and I still have a lot more to give. I still have plenty of ideas to put into it, but that's all blah blah. You've all have heard that before. So it's really more about me demonstrating and showing that to you all, and that's what I'm hoping to do. Getting healthy, showing you guys what I have in store, moving on, living a good, prosperous life. That's what we all have our sets and our hearts on, right? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But nonetheless, this has been just me giving you a very thorough and in-depth update. Whether you want to listen to me ramble or not, here it all is. This is what I got for you. I'm going to try and get healthy. I'm going to go back to making videos, and life will get better again. That's the hope. So yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching me ramble on, giving another channel update, talking about the future, disappearing, coming back, blah blah. Done it before, did it again. I'll probably do it again at some point in the future again too, because something else will probably come. But that's life. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching, listening, tuning into my channel, watching old videos, watching new ones that'll come out in the future. I really appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed and you found my video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button down below, or hit the dislike button because you're just sick of my crap at this point. Whatever you need to do to make yourselves feel good, go ahead and do it. And until then, I will see you all, hopefully, in the very near future. Thank you guys so much. Take care, everybody.